Title: The police ordered a canine dog to attack an elderly veteran. But the canine dog's reaction. The night was loud with sirens and shouting when everything seemed to freeze. A single command echoed through the street, sharp and final. A canine dog stood ready, muscles tense, eyes locked on an elderly man who looked more confused than dangerous. What happened next would change everyone's understanding of strength, loyalty, and kindness forever. No one there could have imagined that in the middle of fear and chaos, an unexpected act of compassion was about to unfold, and it would come from the one least expected to show mercy. Before we continue, take a moment to support the channel. If stories like this move you, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment below. Your support helps my channel continue sharing powerful stories that remind us of what truly matters. The elderly man stood under a flickering streetlight, his hands shaking, his back slightly bent with age. His name was Robert Hayes, a 78-year-old Vietnam veteran who lived alone a few blocks away. That night, a neighbor had called the police, reporting a suspicious man wandering and talking to himself. Robert wasn't a threat. He was lost, confused, and reliving memories that never fully left him. Officer Daniel Brooks arrived on the scene with his canine partner, Rex, a trained German shepherd known for discipline and focus. Rex had served in dozens of high-risk situations. He followed commands without hesitation. That was how he was trained. That was his job. Robert didn't hear the officer's warnings clearly. The noise triggered something deep inside him. His breathing grew heavy. His hands moved instinctively, not aggressively, but enough to raise concern. The tension in the air thickened. People watching from their porches held their breath. Release the canine, the command came. Rex lunged forward, just as trained. But then something strange happened. As Rex got closer, his pace slowed. His ears shifted forward, not back. His growl faded into silence. He stopped just inches from Robert and lifted his nose, sniffing gently. Instead of attacking, Rex sat down. The street went silent. Robert looked down, eyes wide, meeting the dog's gaze. Tears welled up and rolled down his weathered face. In a trembling voice, he whispered, "Easy, boy, I used to know dogs like you." Rex wagged his tail. Officer Brooks froze, stunned. He had never seen Rex disobey a direct command. Yet there was no aggression in the dog's body, only calm awareness. Rex leaned forward and gently rested his head against Robert's leg. Something broke open in that moment. Robert slowly reached down, his hand shaky, and touched Rex's fur. "I had one just like you," he said softly. Back home, before the war changed everything, Officer Brooks lowered his weapon. His heart pounded, not with fear now, but with confusion and emotion. He realized the man in front of him wasn't a threat. He was a survivor. Backup officers arrived, but the energy had shifted. No one rushed, no one shouted. An ambulance was called, not to arrest, but to help. As Robert sat on the curb, Rex stayed by his side. The dog refused to move until Robert was safely seated and wrapped in a blanket. It was later discovered that Robert suffered from PTSD and early-stage dementia. That night, his mind had taken him back to a battlefield he never truly left. At the hospital, Officer Brooks stayed longer than required. He listened as Robert spoke about his service, his friends he lost, and the dog that saved his life more than 50 years ago. Brooks realized that Rex hadn't disobeyed him. Rex had understood something deeper. Animals don't see uniforms or commands the way humans do. They sense fear, pain, and truth. Rex saw an old man who needed kindness, not force. The story spread quickly through the community. People who once feared police dogs began to see them differently. Veterans reached out, sharing their own stories. Families sent letters thanking Rex for reminding them that compassion still exists. Officer Brooks requested additional training focused on de-escalation and mental health awareness. The department listened. Policies began to shift, slowly but meaningfully. Robert was later placed in a care facility where he received the help he needed. Every month, Officer Brooks and Rex visited him. Each time Rex walked in, Robert smiled like a child seeing an old friend. For a moment, the war faded away. This wasn't just a story about a dog. It was a story about kindness, choosing to rise when force was expected. It was about listening instead of reacting, about seeing the human behind the fear. Kindness doesn't always come from grand gestures. Sometimes it comes from a quiet moment, a pause, a choice not to harm. That night, a canine dog reminded everyone that strength can be gentle and courage can look like compassion. As you go about your day, remember this story. You never know what battles someone else is fighting. A little patience, a little understanding, and a simple act of kindness can change a life. If this story touched you, carry it forward. Be kind when it's hardest, because sometimes kindness is the most powerful response of all.